A week ago, 8 teams began their quest for the 2025 All-Championship Cup. We are now down to just 4 with a spot in tomorrow's final on the line. Welcome to the Iroquois Lacrosse Arena on the Six Nations of the Grand River for semifinal Saturday in the Arenalacrosseleague. Our first matchup has the Six Nations Snipers taking on the Brampton Express. Hello again, Lance Wynn, bringing you what you hopefully need, working on a lifetime, of course, alongside our partners, JVI Productions. Thanks for checking in. Starting goalies. Of course, for the Snipers, it'll be Dusty Hill. At the other end, Devlin Shanahan gets a start for the home side Express. Officials for this afternoon semifinal, an all-star cast. Kyle Coulter is the crew chief. He's working with Brad Fennell and Mike Melvin. Head coaches, of course, for Six Nations, Darcy Palace is the man. His staff includes Vince Longboat and Derek Searle. And for Brampton, Jeff Dowling's at the helm. His assistant is Ryan Campbell. And we are underway. First possession of this game, Thunder Hill and the Six Nations Snipers going to work. Hill was outstanding in quarterfinal action with 5 goals. The only one to match that, of course, was his counterpart, Wes Whitlow, who's got the ball right now. Whitlow's bullet goes off the crossbar. That'll go back, and there'll be no reset on the play, but the Snipers will have possession, and it will get reset to 20. These two teams, of course, got here in dramatic fashion. Certainly, if you're the Snipers, Hill getting worked over by Penn Estrat. Hill swinging off with 5 on the shot clock. Jaden Patterson, his bouncer, right on, stopped by Shanahan. Slid up, scooped up, and Snipers will get another chance here on offense. So 20 more. Good offensive loose ball tactics by the Snipers here to start this semifinal number 1. Patterson looking for an opening on the slide. Chayton King, his bouncer steered aside. Hill's going to pick that up. So possession stays with the Orange. Patterson looking for an angle. Colin Matthews working him over. Chase back down the right side. Kick out Keelan Pilon. They'll work it back to the right. That quick shot wide of the mark. King. Thunder Hill shot. That goes right on. Shanahan will grab that and look for an outlet. He finds it in Noah Labar. Labar gets it up and worked over the line by Curtis Ward, and Zach Sutherland, keep an eye on him, going to work on that right side. Going to be a delayed penalty coming to the Snipers, and this one of the things that they certainly didn't want to do. Jacob Janke, skip pass off the crossbar. Ward wrung that off the iron. Janke will run it down. Net's still empty, and they'll work it as the clock gets a fresh 20. Extra man out there on the delayed penalty call. Searle runs a screen. Skip. Sutherland. Bounce back out by Gavin Skye. Ward down low behind the net. Gavin Tebow dunk attempt. Nothing doing there. We'll have our first penalty, and it's going to be a holding call. Going to go to the Snipers. So first power play of the game belongs to the Brampton Express. And allow me just to give you some insight on what the coaches thought prior to this game. The Snipers, of course, on their home bench, but the visiting team here as the lower seed. Their keys, of course, getting off to a good start. Got to play 4 quarters. Discipline, which they talk about now. They know how dangerous the Brampton power play is, and transition offense big for them. That one knocked down. Tebow's going to chase it down and swing that across. They're working on the right. Sutherland. Box not collapsed inside. Of course, they'll be relying a lot on Dusty Hill, as they always do. That ball's loose, picked up now, and Travis Stott's going to try to run through, and he's stick checked. Tebow had it, lost it, and that's going to be an over and back call. So just a good heads-up play by the Snipers, and they'll pick up possession. On the Brampton side, I think Jeff Dowling talked about a good start as well. They find that their start sets the tone for the entire game, so that's a big thing. Their transition D, they know the Snipers like to run, and of course discipline. You give opportunities when you get penalties, give teams power play. So that's what you have for the Express, both sides here. And now going to work. Armitage, wrong stick side. That one bounced wide. Whitlow picks that up. No reset, 5 on the shot clock. Whitlow dumps it in the corner. It's picked up by Shanahan. 50 seconds left now in the Brampton power play. first of the game here. They were 2 for 2 in their quarterfinal game, but they allowed one shorthanded goal. The good thing on the flip side, they had 4 shorthanded goals to their credit. That one swung 10 on the shot clock. Thibault, bouncer, opens the scoring. So Gavin Thibault missed the quarterfinals last week, back in the lineup here. First power play opportunity, first goal of the postseason for Thibault. Some notable absences in the Brampton lineup, and I tell you, when you talk about it, plenty of points. Of course, Jake McNabb not here. 33 goals, 34 assists, including 3 in the quarterfinal. Also missing Tyler Halls, not in the lineup, and Austin Hazen, not in the lineup. So some big guns missing either way. Brampton on the board first. Teams back to full strength. Just under 11 minutes to go here. Snipers with possession. Armitage will swing it across. They'll work it to Patterson. Patterson looking for a screen. Working on that side with Chayton King. Duck in. Shovel. King's quick shot. Stopped by Shanahan. Shanahan's going to smother that and look for an outlet. Lobs it up. Going to run under that one in the middle. Good job. And bumped in. That's Lucas Ferreira. Did a good job to get it. Now in Estrad. Penn Estrad doing a little everything. Cutter late. Ward shot stopped by Dusty Hill. Kick back out. Swing around Estrad. They'll work at Sutherland well wide of the mark. Poirier trying to fight for that loose ball. Still loose. Bodies all over. That's going to be interference. Possession will stay with the Express fresh 20. Estrad. Dump in. Looking with Sutherland, and you can see they're going to have to make some adjustments without Jake McNabb, their big gunner on that right side. Sutherland's going to fill that void. Estrad out there playing offense as well. Knocks it back. Brooker Muir. And when you talk about the steady eddies on this Snipers team, Brooker Muir comes to mind. Mike McLaughlin the other. Jeremy Bombury. He'll duck in. He'll take that overhand. Almost found the corner. And that was blown down by Kyle Coulter, so crease the call, and now the Express will work it up over the timeline. McDonald will flip. He'll give way now, and Janke will set things up. This Brampton team outstanding in a 1914 quarterfinal win over the Oshawa Outlaws. On the run, tricky shot, but right on the wickets, and Butka let it go, looking for Sky to try to spring him, but no springing involved, and Thibault bounces off a hit from Mitch Zulian. Keeps possession now. Janke will slow it up. Him and Ward will work the top. We're under 9 minutes to go opening quarter. Brampton has struck first and only. Butka ducks in. Good stick check late by Zulian. Went through the crease. Zulian's going to have to get himself out of trouble there. Whole lot, and Jerry Stotts laying down the lumber before the ball was picked up, and possession now to Brampton. So they're going to keep a close eye on Gavin Thibault, I'll tell you that. Ward, that one knocked down. Gets his own shot. Janke, and that bouncer is in. So Jacob Janke doing a good job filling the void as he's on the scoreboard. 2-0 for Brampton. Janke, of course, coming off his best season in the Arenalacrosseleague. 30 goals, 44 helpers during the regular season. Had 2 in the quarterfinals. And this Brampton team, they talked about getting off to a good start. So far, that's the way things are rolling. Snipers really haven't had a good high-quality, high-percentage opportunity. Off the draw, Sugihara, one of the best in the business. West Whitlow, skip, Thunder Hill. He'll back it out. Estrad on him. That's a tough matchup. And they'll swing it around to Whitlow. Hill goes to the overhand. Bumped out of there was Travis Stotts on a good save by Shanahan. He'll look to air it out, and he does. Estrad. Good transition defense by the Snipers. Estrad will curl back out, and he'll look to set things up. Had it bobble out of his stick, had to keep it over. That's going to go into the Snipers bench, so a turnover will give it right back to Six Nations. Just under 8 minutes to go here. Semifinal Saturday. This is the first. The second will feature the Toronto Monarchs and the Whitby Steelhawks. Keelan Pelon, he'll curl out. Opening now Armitage. Lets it go. Short side, and they're going to say no goal. Waved off on a legal screen. So they finally find a hole in the Shanahan armor, and it's waved off. Jordan Medeiros will skip it up. Sutherland now. Over the timeline, they'll set things up. Right side. Sky on him. They'll look on the interchange. It's Brooker Muir now. Janke and Sky matched up. Janke, good help from Brooker Muir on the push out. They close that off, and great defense. I told you about Brooker Muir and Mike McLaughlin and what they bring. On the other side, you talk Penn Estrat, of course. He one of their main guys. And Whitlow, wrong stick side, zips it across. Patterson. Down low, 10 on the shot clock. Couldn't handle it. Shanahan all over that loose ball, steps out of his crease, looking for some help, and rings it off the rafters. So a good crowd on hand here at the Iroquois Lacrosse Arena, as that will take us to our first officials timeout. Set to go here after our officials timeout. The Brampton Express holding a 2-0 lead here in our first semifinal. Second one goes tonight, 8 p.m. at the track in Oakville. Pelon will inbounds, almost gave it away. Underhill, he'll work it. Skip it back out, that's knocked down, and Jonah Beam got a stick on it. I thought he may have touched it last, but only mild protest, and possession now will belong to Colin Matthews and the Express. Matthews. A little pressure from Thunderhill, but Matthews outruns that. Sutherland now on the right side. Looking for an opening. He'll let it go. Knocked down right in the stick of Hill. Thunderhill on the move, has Stotts with him. Got to spread out. Thunderhill looking for something. Finds Whitlow. Whitlow ducks back. Whitlow under. Backhand try wide. Wes Whitlow, boy, he pulls that bag out. Thunderhill down low. Stotts tried to go 5-hole, but that basket was closed up by Shanahan. Trevor McDonald sent it up to Estrat. Estrat wasn't looking for it, and Sugihara is going to pick that up and move that up the other way. So a good outlet pass. I just don't think Estrat was looking for it, and hence the reason he couldn't hold on to it. Bombury. Swing around, Chayton King. King shot right on, stopped by Shannon. Got to get in closer. On the run, here's a transition. Estrat can't get it cleanly, so he'll curl back out. Too many on the floor is going to go to the Snipers, and that was an easy call. So Brampton now with the net empty, go to work with 15 on the shot clock. Ward, no look. On to Butka. Butka, kick out. 6 on the shot clock. Swing. Tebow, his shot knocked down. Shot clock winds down, and second penalty of the game is going to go against the Snipers as well. Too many men on the floor. And the Express will go back to work, and they have been very efficient, of course. 2 for 2 in the quarterfinal, 1 for 1 here to start this game. And one of the things that both Darcy Paulus and Vince Longboat mentioned was that got to stay out of the penalty box. So we'll have to see here if the referees are discussing whether or not it should be a penalty shot. And we say that because the too many on the floor prevented a breakaway opportunity. And I think it's be interesting to see what the call is and where he came out, and that's one of the tricky things. And we of course always hold the officials accountable, but they've got to make split-second key decisions, and so they're going to just go with a too many on the floor. They're going to say he jumped on before it was a breakaway opportunity. And I think that's because Estrat never got it cleanly and bobbled it, and that's what the difference was there. So Brampton back to work with just under 5 minutes to go here with a man advantage. This will be a key stop here if the Snipers can keep them off the board. They need a little something here to get some momentum back and something positive now. So Butka at the top. He's got Ward and Tebow on the left side. Sutherland working on that right side. And they'll give everyone a touch. Janke down on that right crease, picks it up now. Janke, he'll come back out, get a better angle, work at Tebow. Swing around Sutherland, that's his shot. Dusty Hill made himself nice and big. He'll look back door, zip that one across. Patterson on the run. Muir has that one steered aside. And a good job defensively to put a kink in those transition plans were the Express. Janke. You talk speed, the Express well equipped with Ward, Matthews, Janke as the speedsters out there. They'll work it around the horn here. No look down. Butka tried to duck in. Nothing doing. Swing around Sutherland. That's his spot. Goes to it. Dusty Hill knows it. Ball loose. Fresh 20. So Brampton working it with a minute left in the power play. Going to be another penalty as Jerry Stotts got caught chopping down a tree. Butka now. So net empty. And extra attacker out there with 7 on the shot clock. And again. So the Snipers certainly not, let's say, executing the game plan. 49 seconds left in the first penalty. Stotts goes. And just a little too aggressive. So it'll be a 5-on-3 now as we're under 4 minutes to go, and the Snipers certainly not helping their cause. So they'll go with the inverted triangle here. And a safety back in Estrat to work. Great play, but a better save by Dusty Hill on a well-executed power play opportunity, and now Stotts has Brooker Muir. Muir couldn't get that cleanly. He'll hustle to it, but it's scooped up by Shanahan and flipped ahead to Labar. So Labar will get it over the timeline now. 20 seconds left in the first penalty. So one at a time if you're the Snipers here, and you got to figure Muir has to go off in an inopportune time. Tebow, top corner, and they paid the price. Second power play goal of the game, and second for Tebow. And I tell you, they missed him last week, and with the absence of Jake McNabb, that's a big hole to fill, and the Express add to their lead 3-0, 2 of those via the power play. So still a minute 10 left in the man advantage for Brampton, and this was part of the good start that Darcy Palace had spoke about. These two teams, of course, met twice during the regular season, and Brampton won both games, 17-13 and then 23-11. At no point in time did the Snipers have their full roster for either of those games. So this one a different story. Zulian at the top. Good job by Patterson to haul that down. On the screen and roll, and Whitlow took an extra hit from Nate Jones. No call there, and net flipped over. Matthews. And they'll play on now with Janke. 2.5 to go here, opening quarter. Sutherland. He'll work it up now, and Searle at the top. And that's going to be a penalty right there, and that was an easy call. Everyone in the building heard it. So Jeremy Searle will head to the penalty box. That'll nullify the final 33 seconds. And in that time, that will give the Snipers their first power play opportunity. So 4-on-4 for 33, and then a power play for the Snipers. Good crowd on hand here on this semifinal Saturday here at the Iroquois Lacrosse Arena on the Six Nations of the Grand River, and we'll see what goes up on the board. So that's a 5-minute major penalty to Searle, and that's huge. And a chance here for the Snipers to get back in this game. Pilon looking to duck in. He'll curl right back out. Swing that. Patterson gets a step. Looking for some help. Dumps it on the bouncer wide of the mark, but wrong stick side, and a tough one for Armitage. And now Estrad. Final 10 seconds of the Snipers penalty, then they'll go to an extended power play. So a major penalty on the high sticking call to Searle. And Janke with 10 on the shot clock. He'll keep it out. Ward working one-on-one. Stotts on him. That shot wide of the mark. Tracked down Sutherland and off the goaltender, and they say it went off the side of the net. I thought that went off something, and either way it belongs to the Snipers now. Penalty over, so 4 minutes now with a man advantage to work. Go Six Nations. Need a little something here. Whitlow out there with Pilon and Thunderhill. Thunder. Kick out. Whitlow's bouncer right on. Stopped by Shannon. That was a good quick shot from Whitlow. Of course, Whitlow had 5 goals in the quarterfinal. In tight, and Shanahan denied. And we're going to have another penalty here, and it's going to go to Brampton as well. Jonah Beam is going to go for slashing. So tack on another, and for 2 minutes, it'll be a 5-on-3 for the Snipers. So we're into the final minute here of the first quarter. Snipers now with a golden opportunity. Back in, walks it, tucks it in. So finally they crack the seal, do the Snipers, on a big goal, and it's Ross Hill with his first of the game on the power play. And it's 3-1 with 49.9 seconds to go in the opening quarter. So if you're the Snipers, you figure if you can come away here and potentially tie this game with the man advantage, that would be huge. So I think that nullifies the first penalty. Sorry, the 2-minute minor. The 5 minutes still in there with just under 3.5 to go. I don't think that's what they're clarifying right here. So in the Arena Lacrosse League as well, if you've got 2 in the box and you get a third penalty, it's an automatic penalty shot. That is something to consider as well. So Brampton going to have to be heads up and very disciplined from this point on. I tell you, though, it's always a good thing when the officials get together. That means they're collaborating on each having their own perspective and their own angle. So I think Beam's penalty is going to be over. And Searle's going to have to remain in the box. Although I don't see anyone leaving anywhere. So it's still going to be a 5-on. No, okay, so that is the case. So Beam has left, but they haven't put a fourth player out there. So off the draw, Sugihara doing his thing as one of the top draw men in the league. He'll work it in, and they still only have 3. There are still 2 in the box for an extended time. So Whitlow, no-look pass, Armitage off his helmet, and Estrat's going to go for a run. Estrat, numbers, has Matthews with him. Ben Wittich out, bouncer stopped by Hill. And I tell you, it doesn't seem like a big save, but that was huge. Thunderhill, 2-on-1. Thunder, he's going to take that shot. Shanahan with the save. 20 seconds left. Shanahan coming up big, as I think Thunderhill had a little more space to work with. And now Labar with the inbounds. So still a minute 24 in the Beam penalty. Screen set by Shannon. Labar's going to move it up. Labar, he'll get it over the timeline. Go for a bit of a run. Runs into a double team. 10 on the game clock. Labar has it stripped by Muir. Muir, look, has a man ahead. Duck in. Great job. That shot well wide of the mark with time winding down, but 15 in the books here. Semifinal number 1, 3-1 Express. Ready to roll on here into this second quarter. Still a 5-on-3 off the draw. Sugihara the man again. So the Snipers will set it up now. Trailing by 2. Back to work. Just under a minute left in the first penalty. Under 2.5 in the major. Quick pass, diving, and it's in. So who else but Thunder Hill? Bringing the thunder and the rain, it's 3-2. Second power play goal for the Snipers as they keep pace with the Express now, and a big one. So Searle's out, I guess because of the 2 goals and the major penalties, so he'll be gone. Beam still in there for 47 seconds, and I think they're going to switch that. I think Beam should be out, would be my guess. No? And you know what? No one's out. So just goes to show you what I know and why I'm only here to give you the details as they come into me. But either way, we've got a 1-goal game here. And off the draw, this time Sugihara had to play some defense. Good counter. Matthews on the run. He'll steer clear. So just 1 penalty left with 30 seconds. Snipers will keep 1 man deep in the offensive end. Skip across with 7 on the shot clock. Estrat let it go, but it went right in the stick. Mitch Zulian now. Zulian on the run. Zulian has Whitlow. Zulian lets it go. Steered aside and out of play. Good shot by Zulian. And a fresh 20 now for the Snipers. 10 seconds left now in the major. 5 on 4 here. See if they go for it in the dying seconds. Whitlow. Swing around. Hill over the top. Stopped. Rebound loose. And it pops back. Shanahan has a man now. Jonah Beam out of the box. Beam working with Estrat. Both wrong stick side. And it sneaks through. Jonah Beam. Fresh out of the box and into the back of the net. 4-2 Brampton. An example there of how quickly things can turn around. And of course, Jonah Beam is far from the leading scorer on this Brampton team, but he's certainly one of their leaders, and between duties on defense and in that face-off circle, well, he'll be up against Sugihara again. He's got his hands full. Great job to chip in that way. Off the draw, Beam gets possession. Here come the Express now. Nate Jones, skip across. And they'll set things up Sutherland. Janke's at the top. Jones on the curl, goes to the overhand, wide of the mark. Rebound picked up, Poirier had it. Sugihara had it, lost it. Reaching for it, but fishing for it. Nothing doing, Brampton comes away with it. 5 in the shot clock. Ducking on the run, underhands. Dusty Hill, big save. Sugihara has a man on him, and Jones shrugs him off, gets it up to Steinbach Parker. So good hands there by Avery, and now it'll be Patterson. Out late, that shot right on Shanahan. Rebound. Bomber, he tried to scoop it up, but he was pestered, harassed, and hounded by Jordan Medeiros. And now they'll swing it back to the top, Andrew Horsley. So that was Robert Costello on that. That's a big shot, knocked down. Rebound loose, Dusty Hill has a man, has 2. It gets aired out, Patterson with Wittich. Good transition defense by the Express, back in plenty of time. And now they'll set it up with the Thunder. On the skip, Patterson gets a screen, can't duck in. Kicks it back to the left, 6 on the shot clock. Big shot there by Pilon right on. And Shanahan now with a outlet pass, and he gets it to Estrat. Estrat now over the timeline. Under 12 minutes to go here, first half. 4-2 lead for Brampton. Semifinal number 1. Semifinal number 2 set for 8 p.m. tonight. Toronto Monarchs, Whitby Steelhawks. Tebow on the screen and roll with Ferreira. Couldn't do much now, and Dusty Hill's going to air this one out. Bullet, and that's going to go up and off the mesh. So Going to take Hill a little time to set the sights now. Trevor McDonald. He'll get it, settle it down, and then Ward will jumpstart the offense here. So Brampton's put together a fine quarter and a bit. Jones, swing across. Butka trying to duck in. Kicks it back out, shot wide of the mark. Going to be a tough one to haul down as it's loose, and too much hands on Poirier, and you just got to know you give a guy a push in the back, it's going to get a call. Good job by Ward as he was in box out position, and now they'll work it started with Butka. Working with Sutherland, swing around Jones. Jones over the top, that pellet right on, stopped by Hill. Mike McLaughlin will flip it up. Poirier now. He'll sight that back door. Wait for some help, and he finds it in Thunder. Hill working with Ross Hill. Ross trying to duck in. Good skip, cross, Thunder. And going to be a delay penalty. Good on the screen to roll. Beauty bouncer from Bombury. That's the way you play the game, and Bombury makes it a 4-3 game. Just a well-executed screen and roll. And Bombury with a perfect roll, but it was in no situation, it's really all about the feed that you get. You're in the middle of that dotted half circle, so you know you're going to get hit. So the pass has got to be right on, and a beauty bouncer. And if you've been watching, you take note where a lot of these goals have been going, both teams going to the bounce to get it done. So under 10.5, 1-goal game. We're in the second quarter. Off the draw. Sugihara had some help, but that got taken away as Janke took it from Whitlow. And now Matthews has a man sighted. Quick shot. Bullet was wide of the mark as Sutherland teed that one up. They couldn't keep it over the timeline, and possession will belong to the Snipers. So the Snipers will set things up here. And it's Patterson. Underhill looking for a screen, comes around, and again, that's too far out. You're going to have a hard time beating Shanahan from way out there. Certainly have to up the ante and change the percentage. Matthews. Butka will swing it across Sutherland. Ward with 10. Bounced out. Ward kicks it back, got deflected. And a good job defensively by the Snipers. Sutherland's going to have to let it go. Sets the feet, goes to the bounce, and a good job. So there was just a veteran play. Sutherland didn't rush it, knew he had a couple seconds, set his feet, got a shot on target, and now it's a fresh 20 for Brampton. Sometimes it's about the little things. Searle. Tried to go far side. Dusty Hill. Great lateral movement on the save. Jerry Stotts will air it out. Finds Chandler Allen. He'll hustle to get it over the timeline. And look for some relief. Gets it from Bombury. Under 9 minutes to go. Hill. Working with King. Chayton King. Gets the screen. That's a shot. Chayton King went with a quick release. Scooped it. And a good job on the box out. Shanahan now. Quick outlet to Ward. Ward working with McDonald. Trevor McDonald puts on the brakes. Poirier on him. Ward now. Skip it across. Janke. Sutherland. And he aired out that pass, and going to be a tricky hop. Poirier. But Janke tracks it down. Janke got ahead of steam. Up against Mitch Zulian. Zulian, great speed himself. They double him. And they'll take that away. Great job defensively by the Snipers right there. And possession belongs to the Orange. Zulian has beam on him. Zulian will loft it up. They'll spread the floor and set things up with Keelan Pilon. Under 8 minutes, first half. Patterson has some room. Patterson working with Whitlow. Kick out, swing across, Thunder. DeLille tried to wrap him up. Thunderhill let that go, but again, too far out. knocked down, no reset. Whitlow. And Whitlow lets it go right on. And Armitage ran by it, but Whitlow's going to scoop it up. Takes a hard hit from LeBar. And I tell you there, and sure it was high a bit, but LeBar goes about 6'8", and for him to fall like that is very soccer player-like. Either way, a deserving penalty for sure. I'm pretty sure LeBar is not even shaken or stirred, and with 7:26 to go, I think that's going to take us to our officials' timeout. When we come back, it'll be the fourth power play opportunity, and teams having a hard time finding their own benches. That will give us a chance, of course, to thank some of our Six Nations sponsors, including Belco Construction, Nitro 54 Variety, KT Gas and Tobacco, Classics to Customs Auto Body, Little Buffalo Gas and Variety, Tribe Cannabis, Always Puff Puff Pass, One Nation Energy, Aero Express Sports, and, of course, Hills Custom Coffins. You can come by anytime. You just can't stay. Quick break. We'll be back. Set to go here as Searle will inbounds for the Express, holding a 4-3 lead. This will be their fourth power play opportunity. They're 2 for 3 with the man advantage. So back to work here with under 7.5 to go. Searle at the top. He'll go to the overhead. That's knocked out. Brooker Muir hit ahead. Jerry Stotts on the scoop. The big man on the run. Stotts, and he's stymied by Shanahan. And a big save there. That would have changed the momentum for sure. So each goaltender doing a good job keeping their team in it here. Now they'll reset with Searle. Still a minute 20 in the man advantage. Tebow out there with Ward on that left side. Sutherland had a notion, gets it back, takes the shot. Hill the save. Scooped up McLaughlin, and he'll send it up the middle. Brooker Muir. Bounce pass, Travis Stotts up ahead, almost a beauty pass play, but intercepted by Andrew Horsley. Oh, another guy in this Brampton team that does all the little things that need to get done for your team to win games. Under a minute now in a man advantage. Sutherland has shifted to the top. He'll work it from there. Ward, his underhand wide of the mark. Stays in play. Sutherland will grab that up. No reset. 7 on the shot clock. Give and go. Sutherland lets it go. Bouncer. Low corner. Sutherland, another power play goal for the Express. It's 5-3. So you know what Zach Sutherland can do. We've seen that. 36 goals in the regular season, 49 helpers. And sure, they're missing Jake McNabb, but you're not losing a whole lot on that right side when you've got a Sutherland there to fill the void, and they've had guys step up here. Off the draw, Sugihara. Oh, he is deadly in that circle. Shout out to his family, of course. They watch every game, and I appreciate that, and thanks for your kind words, and your son's top-notch in my book. Patterson, and that's not going to work as Ross Hill, too much muscle. Back door potentially open. Numbers for Brampton. Tough pass. Give, go. Janky, great save, Dusty. Oh, the dust bucket stepping up here. And again, keeping his team in it. Janky will reset with 10 on the shot clock. Sutherland gets some room. Tried to go to that bounce that time. And that found its way through. So I don't know how, but 5-hole bounce working for the Express. Sutherland on the board again. Second of the game, and I'm sure if you're Dusty Hill, you wanted that one back for sure. I thought he had a beat on that, and seems like working that carpet is the way to go for both teams here. Both goaltenders have been strong up top, but they've been susceptible to the bounce. 6-3 now for the Express, as they have capitalized on a power play. Colin Matthews this time. So between Colin Matthews and Jonah Beam, they fought back and a comeback. Sutherland again. He's got the Midas touch. Third of the game for Sutherland, and 7-3, and the Snipers will take a timeout with just over 5 minutes to go. So the dust has settled, and back at it here with just over 5 minutes to play. First half, semifinal number 1. Winner of this, of course, advances to tomorrow's all-championship final. That'll take place 7 p.m. at the track in Oakville. Off the draw. Janky with possession. So Sugihara dominated early, but a good adjustment made by the Brampton coaching staff, and they now hold a 7-3 lead. Penestrat. Kick it way out. Colin Matthews going to get ahead of steam. Try to duck in. Met with a good cross check there. Ward now. No look and couldn't connect. Ball loose. Janky battling for it. It gets stripped, and Ward will pick it up. Shot, he scores! Curtis Ward from the wrong stick side, half-board bullet. Curtis Ward, I don't even know where you pulled that one out. It was going to be a shot clock violation, and he teed that up and beat Dusty Hill on the short side for his first of the game. So you look at the scoring for the Brampton Express, leading 8-3. It is distributed well. Tebow with a couple. Ward, Janky, and Beam have chipped in with 1. Sutherland with 3. So the Snipers now have to refocus and regroup here. Half-board battle. Whitlow fishing. Butka in there with Jonah Beam. Medeiros as well. Bodies flying and colliding. Going to be a penalty. We're not sure to who, because that's a whole lot of a whole lot. So Beam's going to get it. And the Snipers are going to go on a much-needed power play. They're third of the game. They're 2 for 2. And it's been a 4-goal run for the Brampton Express here to spread the gap. So important now for the Snipers at least to get some high percentage shots here and try to get back some of the momentum they've lost. So they'll work it around the horn here. Power play unit back. Whitlow, that's his shot. No look pass. Skip. Ross Hill. Working the Thunder. Errant. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Pilon at the top. Pilon had that knocked down. Finds Thunder. Hill shot right on. Shanahan did a spinorama, and that's knocked down in the crease. Thunder Hill knocks it over. Whitlow. Whitlow fakes. Whitlow wide of the mark. Picked up. Snipers again. Shanahan another good stop. 3.5 to go. First half. Ross Hill. Skip quick stick stop by Shanahan. Fresh 20 now. Snipers peppering Shanahan with shots. Ross Hill steps in. Thunder sizes it up. Kick out. Pilon. He'll tee it up. That's wide of the mark. Going to be a tough race. Pilon gets it. Gets taken into the boards. And that's going to be a penalty on Estrat. That's for sure. And you can't deny that. We'll see what the call is. If they go with from behind or just a legal cross check or what. But you can't even protest that call. So boarding's going to be the call. So 5-on-3 now for 54 seconds. So Brampton's been extremely generous in giving the Snipers opportunities to get back in this game. Another one here. They'll go to work with Whitlow, who's got to shoot the ball more for sure in prime shooting territory. Whitlow. No look, quick stick right on it. There's no short side with Shanahan. So may have to go to something different. McDonald now loses balance, slides through 2 and gets it over the timeline. Good job by Ward to haul it in. Ward out of the bench. Sutherland, what a save, Dusty Hill. And he'll air it out. Thunder on the other end. Oh, lobbed it right at Shanahan. And I tell you, Thunder Hill wants that one back. Trouble here. Good job by Janke to get it to Matthews. 6 seconds left in the first penalty. Matthews, dipsy doodle, takes a good cross check, still has it. Shot clock at 10. Ball loose, Thunderhill trying to fish it out, and Brooker Muir does. So first penalty over, 55 seconds left now in the power play. Ross Hill. Wait for the rest of the offense. Patterson. Chance here, stepping into one and finding it. Pilon. Third power play goal here in this game, first for Pilon. And a big one cuts the deficit in half, now 8-4 Express. So if ever there was a good time for one, if you're the Snipers, really you want to be greedy and get 2 out of that. Instead they get 1 to at least get back in this one. But with 1:44 left, they're going to have to hold here and be the next team to score. Brampton has the momentum and the lead. Express, of course, come in as the second seed. The Snipers come in as the 4th. Whitlow, skip across Thunder Hill. Penalty over, team's back to 5-a-side now. Been a while since we could say that. Chayton King into one. Good save, Shanahan off the pad, lobs one up. Estrat gonna try to run under it, he does. Estrat puts on the Jets. Estrat tried to go far side, too much bounce. Nate Jones gonna try to track it down, he does. Gets it to Beam, but that was a tough pass. Beam now, didn't see Patterson coming in, good recovery. Beam now will curl back out. 7 on the shot clock. We're into the final minute here. First half, Sutherland gets a step. Great save, Dusty Hill. I tell you, Dusty now feeling it. Brooker Muir, back door. Thunder. Had a notion, he'll keep it out. 40 seconds left in the half. Swing around, Patterson. Patterson gets a screen. Patterson lets it go, saved by Shanahan. Rebound, picked up. Patterson took a hard hit from Horsley, and they battle for it there. And going to be a timeout called quickly by the Express with 23 seconds left. Take a quick break, come back for the final 23. So already here to play out this first half, and Brampton with possession here, so they will go into the half with a lead. Depends on how much that lead will be and if the Snipers can't change their own fate here. So the net's empty for the extra attacker for Brampton. 23 seconds left on the clock. It's going to be Janke that's going to inbounds. And we'll see here now as Mitch Zulian will move up. And here we go. Janke will keep it, working with Ward. Step in, 15 on the game clock. Too much on that. They give it right back. So here come the Snipers now. Stotts on the run. Brooker Muir. Muir goes to the empty net. That backfired. It's 8-5. Well, I tell you, things don't always go as planned. Actually, rarely, with 6.7 seconds to go. Brooker Muir in transition has already played a fine first half, adds a goal to his tally, and a big turnaround for the Snipers here late in this first half. Sugihara now with 6 seconds left. This is an important face-off up against Matthews. Matthews knocks it away. Sugihara has possession. Snipers now. And they're going to run out of time here. Sugihara will take it to the end. We've played 30 at the ILA. Boy, it's been thrilling. Semi-final number 1, 8-5 Express. Welcome back to the Iroquois Lacrosse Arena on the Six Nations of the Grand River as we continue and get set for third quarter action. Semifinal number 1 between the Six Nations Snipers and the Brampton Express. The Express with an 8-5 lead. Want to take a quick second to just recap the Wall or Women's Arenalacrosse League playoffs. In the first semifinal, Skyhawks 9-3 winners over the Cobras. Blazers edged the Firebirds 7-6. And then in the final, Blazers won a thriller 6-5 over the Skyhawks. Congratulations to the Blazers. They are the 2025 Women's Arenalacrosse League champions. Congratulations to you. Here, first possession of this third quarter belongs to the Express. Estrad in tight, and a big save, creased the call. As a good feed to Searle right on the doorstep, but he ran out of real estate now, and the Snipers will bring it back the other way with Thunderhill. Teams at full strength here. Hill gets worked over by Estrad, ducks back in. Estrad still on him hard. Hill, no look pass, Whitlow. Kick it over, empty net, wide of the mark, going to be a delayed penalty. It's going to come to Brampton. Patterson, no reset, 5 on the shot clock. Armitage, Trevor McDonald worked him over well, and going to be a legal cross-checking call. And it's going to go, it looks like, to Thomas McDonald, and that is the case. So looking at the stats, this will be another power play for the Snipers. 3 for 4 with the man advantage. The same applies for the Express. They're 3 for 4 as well. So teams evenly matched. The only difference is Snipers have had a lot longer power play time, and this here a chance now to close the gap, trailing 8-5. So Wes Whitlow's been awfully quiet. They need him to step up at some point in time and stand and deliver here, as everyone will get a touch now, and they'll go to work here. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Patterson, no look. Thunderhill underhand. Stopped by Shanahan. On a good job as Shanahan read that. And they'll go back door, move it to Ward. Ward now quickly up to Janke. Brampton does an excellent job getting it over the timeline. They've got good speed, and they've got no problems finding the open man. Janke's not going to be in any rush here. They're going to look to burn some valuable time. Minute 15 and a man short. 5 on the shot clock. Janke on the run. Gets knocked down by McLaughlin. Chandler Allen forgot the ball, and that'll be possession, belongs to the Snipers. Allen will put on the brakes, move it up over the timeline, and just under a minute now left in a man advantage for the Snipers. A spot in tomorrow's All-Cup Championship Final on the line here at the ILA. Semifinal number 2, Toronto against Whippy. Whitlow. Whitlow lets it go, stopped by Shanahan. Armitage behind the net, pinned up against the boards, and LeBar comes away with it. Fakes the pass, looks to move it up. LeBar chased down by Thunderhill. Bit of a size difference there, and LeBar will pull up. So just 20 seconds left now to burn for the Express. Beam. Backdoor, Tebow, and that one gets knocked down. So Stotts now will move it up. One hop, Zulian. 10 seconds left now. Man advantage. Man streaking through. Zulian feed. Great save, Shanahan. Creased the call on a good feed, but no finish. Neil Adamson turned it over. Zulian. And that's where Zulian, good decision as the Brampton defense was back, ready to go. Travis Stotts now will pull it right out. They'll set it up with Thunderhill. Teams back to 5-a-side. Hill on the spin, skip across. Patterson ducks in, gets bumped out. Hill. Zulian bails him out. That gets knocked down. Chayton King shot. It gets knocked down too. So more than one netminder out there for the Express. They have possession now with under 11 and a half to go. Adamson. Duncan Cart with the extra E. He'll retreat to the bench. He was teetering on that line anyway. He had to come all the way over. Sutherland trailing out late, gets it Ward. Ward shot partially deflected. Sutherland a rebound, 5 on the shot clock. Sutherland well wide of the mark. That's going to carry him up. All kinds of chopping going on. That one right on Dusty Hill. Brooker Muir the scoop. And the Snipers counter the other way with Sugihara. Kanori Sugihara. He'll retreat. Armitage now. Delayed penalty coming as Whitlow had his stick taken away from him. I think Trevor McDonald may get one here. So I think that's going to be the case. So Trevor McDonald will make that slow walk. 6 power play opportunity of the game for the Snipers, and Brampton doing everything in their power to allow the Snipers to stay in this one. Funny because both coaches off the top talked about discipline and not giving either of these power plays an opportunity. Just an example there of, so just a little bit of cleanup. Not quite sure what the details are on that, but we'll leave that. Cleanup in aisle 3, done. So the Snipers now back to work with the man advantage here. Under 10.5 to go here in the third. Great job by Brad Fennell on the cleanup. That's what happens when you're the rookie in the bunch. And now the Snipers back to work here with a man advantage. So Armitage out there with Hill, Thunderhill on that left. Pilon on the interchange, slides over, kick, Whitlow. Whitlow underhand, doesn't find its way. LeBar stopped that one. Kicked up, Whitlow into the corner, Thunderhill. Chased out of there, Hill. LeBar on him, they'll skip it across. Pilon, back to Thunder. Thunder's quick shot, couldn't sneak it by. Shanahan expecting that one. Great save now, and it's Estrad. Good duck-in move to get over the timeline, and he'll shovel Tebow. Tebow's been quiet in this one. Had 2 early on in the first. Butka. Still over a minute left in the man short. Butka's going to let that rip and find the mark. So Butka to the bounce, which has been working for both teams. First shorthanded goal of this game. A big one, and it's 9-5 for Brampton. First of the game for Curtis Butka. And if you're Brampton and you're missing some of your guns, you're looking for some other guys to step up, and that's a big one from Butka. You get those goals from unlikely sources, and that goes a long way to momentum. Sugihara chased down by Speedy Matthews. Matthews gobbles that up. Great job on the loose ball. It's loose still, and it's Travis Stotts, though. So Matthews had it, lost it, had it, lost it. Thunderhill now with 45 seconds left in the man advantage. Patterson. Work it, get it back. Patterson. Thunderhill has an angle. Ducks in closer. Thinks better of it. Patterson. Work it. Thunderhill tried to go up top this time. Instead picked up Ross Hill. No reset 5. Ross Hill tried to go far corner. They're going to have to get a shot off here with 3. Dump it in. Jayden King couldn't get it cleanly, and possession to Brampton, so they hold strong with 19 seconds left to kill. Quick pass, and it's Nate Jones. Sorry, it's Sutherland that'll work it over the timeline. Final 10 seconds here in the man short for Brampton. 8.5 to go, third quarter. On the interchange, penalty over. Out late's Ward. Ward lost his footing a bit on the fake. Radenberg, and he got a good shot off, but Dusty had it. Scooped up by Speedy Zulian. Zulian going to be tough to catch here. Zulian takes it in, ducks in. Zulian dives, great save, Shanahan. Backhand kick out, Stott scores! Jerry Stotts following up on the play, and give credit to Mitch Zulian on that great attempt, but it was Wes Whitlow that dug out that loose ball, and a quick backhand pass to a wide open Stotts. He found the back of the net. It's 9-5. Just over 8 minutes to play, and that was a big goal for the Snipers. And you can see when they're out running the floor in transition, they're tough. Matthews, great job as Sugihara wrapped him up tight. And possession to the Snipers now. See if they can't put together something. 9-6 to score. Armitage ducking in. Armitage splits two. Wrong stick side, rings it off the crossbar. Stays in play. Patterson, fresh 20. Fakes the shovel. Kick out. Ross Hill, swing, Thunder. Duck in, chased out. Estrad all over that stick. Patterson wrapped up by Nate Jones. Comes away with it, shot right on. Going to be a delayed penalty coming. It's coming to Brampton again. So illegal cross check. Discipline-wise, Brampton not doing a very good job, but the Snipers haven't been able to capitalize on their last two attempts. 3 attempts. And with 7:16 to go, we'll take a quick break. Officials timeout. Set to go here, so Nate Jones, guilty party. Back again, the Snipers 3 for 4 in the first half. 0 for 2, and they've given up a shorty in the second. So back at it here. Looking to try to close the gap, trailing by 3. This time Whitlow's at the top. He's the quarterback till the interchange. They'll work at Thunderhill, snap it across. Patterson chased down by Beam. Back up comes. Good job there as scooting out is, looks like Pelon, and it is. Thunderhill's quick shot wide of the mark. So that'll be a reset. They don't know why. The Brampton bench not happy, and so they kept a manual count, shot clock violation, and it belongs to Brampton. They're crying about the delay of game there. And Tebow, great recovery, almost lost it. Tebow for a run. Avery Steinbach on him. Tebow down, up, down, up. Tebow still going. Finally, Gavin Sky put an end to that as the Skywalker, and now it's Thunderhill. Wes Whitlow with him, but they don't have the numbers 2-on-3, and they'll wait now, Bombury. So Gavin Sky sure squashed all that in a hurry. Late coming out was Chayton King. Patterson picks it up, 8 on the shot clock. Whitlow knocked down, and you telegraph those, and Brampton will get a stick on. Need a quick shot. Patterson right on, and that was knocked down by LeBar, who's probably made at least 4 really good saves in this game. Unintentionally, I might add. And now Janke. Janke, great stick check by Whitlow, and that's going to be a high stick and an extra. So Wes Whitlow, coming off arguably his best game in the quarterfinal, is riding the roller coaster in the other direction here. So holding and delay of game is going to be a 4-minute. And that'll nullify the 26 seconds. And in that time, Brampton will go to their 5th power play opportunity. But in the meantime, it'll be 4-on-4, and that's one of the things the Snipers didn't need, certainly from one of their best players in Wes Whitlow. Butka trying to duck in. Stotts pushes him out. That pass skipped to Ward. Ward, shovel back. Duck in Ferreira. That twister went wide, didn't hit anyone, no reset. Kick back out Ward. Swing around Sutherland, one-on-one on Stotts. On the cut, great cut, but wide of the mark. And possession, Zulian moves it up to Muir. Muir has Stotts with him. jumping in the rush. Brooker Muir. Brooker Muir has a lane. Brooker Muir, that shot right on. So Brooker Muir didn't like the way he was treated by Trevor McDonald, let him know. And Matthews now. So plenty of time in the 4-minute double minor to West Whitlow. Brampton has already got 3 power play goals in this game. Butka to top here. Ward over the top corner. Curtis Ward. So another power play goal. Second of the game for Curtis Ward. That'll knock off a minute and change, and now it'll be a 2-minute power play. You knew coming in that Brampton has one of the most dangerous power plays in the league, and they put it on display again with 4 power play goals in just 6 opportunities. Sorry, in 5 opportunities. Ball loose again. Janke will get it, and they'll set up now with another man advantage. 4.5 to go here in the third. Sutherland. Butka again at the top. Ward, Tebow on that left side. 8 on the shot clock. Tebow interchange. That one almost stuck through and tucked in neatly. Janke. Golden hands by Janke. They add another power play tally to things on the second half. So in a double minor, they score twice. And just like that, it's an 11-6 game. So if you are on the side of the Express, you're liking what you're seeing here with 4:12 to go in the third. That was a costly double minor on West Whitlow, and Brampton out with the momentum on the run. Janke trailing. Nate Jones! Me, and Mrs. Jones to work. Transition goal, Express 12-6. So a big one for Nate Jones. Of course, his mom sports the best hairstyle in the league as far as parents go. And I think we're going to have ourselves a goaltender change. So Dusty Hill is going to come out. Jackson Longboat is going to take over. And I imagine this may just be a breather for Dusty Hill as his defense has hung him out to dry. 4 minutes exactly remaining off the draw. Sugihara works it back. Zulian kicks it out. Thunderhill. So we'll see what the Snipers have got here. Pilon. They battled back to win an overtime winner against the Timbermen. That shot knocked down, retrieved by Patterson. 5 on the shot clock, and it's picked up by Shanahan. And he'll look to move it up. Up the middle he goes to Sutherland. Good composure by the Express. Sutherland, Tebow on the run, curls back. Kick it out, Estrad. 10 on the shot clock. Sutherland, he'll take that. Whole lot of bounce. Zulian had a chance to get it and go. Instead, its possession's going to belong to the Snipers. Now they're going to look to move it up. It's Brooker Muir. Under 3 minutes to go here, third quarter. Muir, he's going to take that wide of the mark. That's going to be an over and back. And possession going to be deep in the offensive end for the Express. Definitely has been a game of runs, but like we've seen in the quarterfinals when Brampton played Oshawa, they got out to a lead, and it seemed like no matter what Oshawa did, they could put together a mini run, but then Brampton would come back with an answer, and that's going to be an illegal cross-check, and I think Ben Wittich is going to be the guilty party there. So Brampton's going to go to another power play. I think this is officially their 6th. Although, again, the double minor to Whitlow, I'm going to classify that as one power play that they got 2 goals on. So a legal cross check is the call, and I'm looking. I don't think that's Ben Wittich, and it isn't. So it's Gavin Skye that's taking that penalty with 2:35 to go here. So back in is Dusty Hill. Again, just a breather. We see that often, and now Butka at the top here. They'll work it around. So Brampton in the driver's seat. No look. Sutherland teed that up. Hill up to the task. Fresh 20. Brampton back to work. Sutherland had a notion. Ward does. Tried to twist her. Tried to go far side. Hill's going to pick it up. He'll look for an outlet and loft it nicely. Wittich runs under it. Tucks it. Shovels it. Moves it up to Poirier. Poirier has a man. Bombury. Bombury has a man. Jayden King on the doorstep. 12-7. So one shorthand goal deserves another, and that's the case in this game as these two teams go tit for tat on the power play. And a big goal with just under 2 minutes left cuts the deficit now to 12-7. So the Snipers remain in striking distance. But again, Brampton all season has been the master with the answers. Off the draw, Sugihara had McLaughlin, thought better of it. Sugihara tries to duck in and took a hard hit. That's going to be an illegal cross check. That's a good call. That was checking from behind. And Sugihara, who ended up tucking that one in, but was in the crease when it crossed the line. And the Snipers will go back to work with a man advantage. And after going 3 for 4 in the first half, they're 0 for 3, have given up a shorthanded goal. So here they go now with Whitlow. Inside, Patterson roll wide of the mark. Hill's going to track it down with plenty of time on the shot clock. Snipers have been dangerous in transition, been awfully tough in the half court. Thunder Hill, shuck and jive, worked over LeBar, and LeBar almost chopped his arm off. So I don't know how you could put that, but Pilon should let it go right now and shoot it. That's right, and that's an easy call when you almost dismember a guy with that slash. And Snipers making a habit on the power play. They just haven't been able to capitalize as much as they should or could. And again, it's going to start with Wes Whitlow. Whitlow's going to have to be the catalyst here. Remember, Whitlow in the quarterfinal, 5 goals including the OT winner. Working with Jayden King on that side. No look, King diving and tucking it in. So they waste no time collecting their 4th power play goal of the game. And some time went off the clock. They'll have to readjust that. So 57 seconds left. I think a couple seconds may have gone off that shouldn't have, but so Skye still in the penalty box for 22 seconds. It is a 12-8 game. Off the draw, Matthews does a good job, but gets a stick taken away. Beam backs him up. Janke with him. Final 45 seconds here, third quarter. So 7 seconds left now in the Skye penalty. Janke. Looking down low to Sutherland, and my mistake, I had that as a power play goal, but it was 4-on-4 at the time. And I just checked with our top-notch statistician, and it was a power play goal. So I was right, even though I thought I was wrong, but right. Final 10 seconds here. Hill still in the net. Pilon, down low, quick stick finish! Bringing the thunder and rain, causing confusion to the brain. Number 66, Thunder Hill at it again. A big goal with 6.4 seconds left, 12-9. First of the game for Thunder. Coming off a 5-goal performance in the quarterfinals last week, and the deficit now trimmed to 3. Snipers on a bit of a run here. Off the draw, Sugihara, and a great stick check late. And they're going to put a couple more seconds on the clock, I think, here. As a great job by Colin Matthews. So there will probably be, I'm not sure how much time, but 1 to 2 seconds at least. Brooker Muir is going to provide some token pressure. They just don't want a quick pass the length of the floor to allow for a shot. Jonah Beam's there along with Nate Jones. So 2 seconds, Beam will air it out. And we have played 3 at the ILA, and I'll tell you, we are far from done. Final 15 to go. Spot in tomorrow's championship final on the line. 12-9 Express back with the 4th. All set to go here, 4th quarter. The last 3 games at the ILA, 2 quarterfinals last week were unbelievably exceptional. 2 one-goal games. Now again, remember, it was the Snipers winning in overtime to eliminate the Peterborough Timbermen. Trailing by 3 now. That was what they were trailing by at the half. Patterson works it across. Pilon, one-on-one. Ducks in, and that one fished out, but Shanahan now airs it out. Nate Jones looking to run under it. Brooker Muir puts on the brakes. He'll take it the other way. So change is abundant. And a stick laying on the turf. Not sure who it belongs to. And it's Brooker Muir. So the momentum right now in favor of the Snipers. Patterson lofts it off. Ross Hill! And there's going to be a call. I'm not sure. It's nullified. And Ross Hill has closed the gap to 12-10. Second of the game for Ross Hill. And you take a look at the Snipers scoring. Ross Hill with 2. Bombury's chipped in with 1, as has Brooker Muir, Thunderhill, Jerry Stotts, Keelan Pilon, and Chayton King. That's a whole lot of scores there. And they have closed the gap. This is the closest they've been since they trailed 3-1 at the end of 1. So if Brampton is going to continue to be the masters of the answer, it's going to have to start here, and it won't start with this possession. Snipers feeling the flow right now. Sugihara, he'll retreat, and they'll set things up with Thunder. Oh, baby, you just got to know that this is going to be some kind of finish here. These 2 teams putting it all on the line. Patterson, skip across. That pass looking for Chayton King. 5 in the shot clock. Chayton King works his way around and left the ball, and possession now to Brampton. And they'll work it up in a hurry with McDonald. Trevor McDonald. He's been a welcome addition to the Arenalacrosseleague and to the Brampton Express. McDonald skips it across Sutherland, trying to duck in. Poirier had that all wrapped up. Poirier working over Sutherland. 7 on the shot clock. Sutherland looking for McDonald. That's going to be an over and back unless Tebow can save it, and he almost did. But possession to the Snipers. Good defense there, and Sky a quick pass to Thunder. Ross. Skip it. Thunder has some room. Thinks better of it. Chased out of there. He'll duck back in. Get that one right on. That angle was played perfectly by Shanahan. Fresh 20, though, on the offensive board. Patterson out top. Changed the angle. The easy scoop by Shanny. And an outlet pass will send away DeLille. DeLille will work it Horsley. Horsley, trailer. Late, great stick check by Stotts. But the rebound goes right to Butka. Swing around back to the left. Ferreira. Skip. Sutherland on the run. Bullet missed. Rebound Ward. Quick shot, and that one stopped by Travis Stotts. So a great job there to get in the way of that one. And now it's Zulian. Pace has slowed down just a bit here in the early goings of this fourth quarter. You got to figure both these two teams got to be feeling it. They have been going hard from the opening faceoff. Out top, ducking on the run. That shot well wide of the mark. Rebound, Brooker-Muir going to track it down with 8 on the shot clock. Skip, Chayton King. His shot wide of the mark, up off the rafters. Possession to Brampton. So those where you have to be a little more stealthy. You got to make sure at the very least you get a shot on net. Make the goalie make a save at the very least, and Janke now. Sutherland. Ward. Tebow. Quick shot. Good save by Dusty Hill. Just came up, got enough of that to keep it from going across the goal line. Poirier will flip now, and it's Whitlow. Wes Whitlow. Where you been, Wes? Where are you now? Fourth quarter, Thunder Hill. Over the top, stop Shanahan. Picked up Matthews. Always got the feet going. Matthews has got a step. Matthews chased. Matthews picks the corner. Big transition goal for the Express, 13-10. Told you off the top, one of the quickest guys in the Arenalacrosseleague, Colin Matthews. I think the only one for the Snipers that would have a chance to run him down would have been Mitch Zulian, and he wasn't in that picture. Bombury did everything he could, but great job there by the team that seems to answer the best in the Brampton Express. Beam, Sugihara. Easy win for Sugihara, but possession belongs to Dusty. Lofted up, Sugihara, man on. He'll roll off of that and get chased down Adamson and then throw it away. So, had that discussion with Coach Darcy Palace about Sugihara. Great on the draw, has got to get better on the outlet passes, and that was a case there. Jones. Janke will swing it across. Butka. Butka looking for the duck in. Gets a good screen. Estrat. Skip across. 8 on the shot clock. Ward. Ward. His shot almost found the mark. Ward trying to track it down, and he does for 20 more. Great work by Curtis Ward. Janke now. Ferreira filters out late on that left side. 7 on the shot clock. Butka, one-on-one. Quick shot. Dusty Hill got a piece of that. Tebow grabs it, puts on the brakes, goes for the dunk. Tebow! By slamma-jamma in that corner. 14-10. Third of the game for the long arm of Gavin Tebow. And with just over 9.5 to go, Brampton has answered with back-to-back goals. The lead extended again. This just seems to be Brampton's MO. Get a lead, gap gets closed, and then they answer. Gap gets closed, then they answer, and before you know it, the game's over, and the Express have the W. Zulian off the draw. He'll work it over the timeline, gets a step. Mitch Zulian dumps off, has Whitlow. Whitlow airs that one out. Zulian will pick up that rebound, and good fish out by Thunder Hill. Patterson on the swing. Whitlow. Whitlow shot. And I was going to say it wouldn't be a game if Whitlow didn't ring one off the iron. Whitlow, that one off the chest. So Wes Whitlow needs to shoot the ball more, one of the best shooters in the league. And good outlet pass, going to have to hustle, and Janke does. Ward. Sutherland has room. Good save, Dusty Hill. Rebound, good offensive board by Ward. 8:45 to play here, fourth quarter. 4-goal lead for Brampton. Sutherland diving. What a save, Dust bucket. And we'll see if it's a late hit call. Could be an illegal cross-check to the Snipers. I think the Snipers took exception. They thought it was goaltender interference. So that is the case. So Sutherland's going to go for interference. That's going to allow another power play opportunity for the Snipers, and if ever they could use something, now's the time here. Whitlow at the top. Ross Hill, Chayton King on the right. Chayton King had a notion, and instead LeBar made a good save. No reset. Good carom, no, in the favor of the Snipers. Thunder. Whitlow. Whitlow changes his angle. Skip. Whitlow gets it back. That one blocked by Jonah Beam. And again, another outstanding save, and they're going to have to hustle. Chayton King dumps it. And possession to Brampton. So some great job of getting the bodies in the shooting lane by Brampton. Now Estrat. Estrat put on a burst of speed and changed direction, pulled it right back out. Ward. Just over a minute left in the Brampton penalty. 8 on the shot clock. Ward sends it over. They're going to have to let something go here, and Janke lets it go right on target, and Dusty had to make a good save there on a tricky hop. 50 seconds now in the power play for the Snipers. Trailing by 4, under 7.5 to go here in the fourth. Chance here, moving in. And looking behind him was Shanahan, but the ball wasn't there. And with 7:15 to go, that's going to take us to our officials' timeout. Give us another chance to thank some of our sponsors. Belco Construction, Nitro 54 Variety, KT Gas and Tobacco, Classics to Customs Auto Body, Little Buffalo Gas and Variety, Tribe Cannabis, One Nation Energy, Aero Express Sports, Hills Custom Coffins. Visit us, but don't stay. We'll be back. Back here as the Snipers on the final 38 seconds with a man advantage. Just want to send a quick shout out. Congratulations, Parker Pfeiffer, 103 points. The most in the Arenalacrosseleague. Tanner Buck, 40 goals. That led the way for the goals column. Cam Milligan, 72 assists, tied with Parker Pfeiffer. Cam Milligan, 13 power play goals. Short-handed, it was Jacob Gasparetti with 5. Top goaltender, Lucas Koot for Whippy, 9-0. His goals against, 10.49. Tops in the Arenalacrosseleague. Mitch Zulian on the turnaround. Picks it up, 25 seconds to go. Zulian trailing. Travis Stott shot wide of the mark. Zulian going to pick that up. No reset, though, and it's Patterson. He'll wait for Whitlow. Whitlow now. 7 left in the penalty. Thunder Hill, that one right on. Rebound picked up, fresh 20. So they're going to get a reset now. Penalty over. Team's back to full strength. Beam's going to make that long run back. Pelon. Patterson. Curl, no look. Quick shot, stopped by Shanny. Rebound loose. Jonah Beam tucked it in that time. And Beam now will work it into the offensive end. 4-goal lead. Just over 6 minutes to go. Time on the side of the Express. Backdoor. Tebow tried to reach up top. Nothing doing. Dusty Hill. And now Patterson. He'll look to the back door. Trailing out late. Nothing doing. Working with Ross Hill. Ross Hill tried to go far side. Great save, Shanny. Rebound, Thunder. Kick back out. Ross Hill isolated again, this time on Duncan Carte with the extra E. Bombury's overhand, wide of the mark. This is going to be a tough one to get to. Great hustle by Steinbuck Parker, and McDonald, though, left it, got it back, and good job to shovel, but over and back to call. Officials are saying no, but possession belonged to the Snipers anyway. There was no other Express player down there, so I think they should just award the ball to the Snipers in possession. They were going to call it over and back anyway, so it would have been a possession change. But again, good job by our officials crew to get together and converse about it. Understand when we get to the final 3 games of the season, the top-notch officials are in the building. So, and that is the call. So it'll be orange ball, 5:22 to go here. 4-goal deficit. Snipers have done this before. Fastest game on 2 feet, plenty of time here. But it all starts with 1. Bombury had a notion, curled back out. Chased out of that dotted half circle. Swing around, Thunder. Sidearm wide. Chayton King back him up with 10 on the shot clock. Thunder weaves in, spin, underhand, right on. Rebound picked up just over top. Whitlow fished that out. Whitlow leaning in. Whitlow tried to duck in. Ball loose and through the crease the call, and possession belongs to the Express. Matthews has had himself an outstanding game here today. He'll work it over, as has Curtis Ward. Sutherland, and that BB is in the back of the net. Zach Sunderland. 4th goal of the game, and it's a big one, 15-10. So with 4:35 to go, is that the dagger? Well, it certainly makes the hill now a mountain. And a whole lot of work for the Snipers to do now in a whole little amount of time. As a reminder, second semifinal, 8 p.m. tonight. Toronto Monarchs, Whitby Steelhawks. Scooped up Mike McLaughlin, good pass. Patterson, 2-on-1 here with Thunder. Patterson wide. Not sure why you'd make that decision. You probably should have changed the passing angle and worked that, but read beautifully by the Brampton defense. And now Patterson. He'll skip around 1. Thunderhill took his eye off it. Recovered. Chased by Adamson. 5 on the shot clock. Patterson gets by 1. Lets it go, and that one stuck to Shanny. And he's making sure that that ain't going nowhere. We're under 4 minutes to go here. Brampton under 4 minutes away from punching their ticket to tomorrow night's championship final. Ward coming in as the 2nd seed. Sutherland, he has been outstanding, missing 3 of their big guns. In tight, what a save, Dust Bucket. Dusty Hill standing tall there now, and it's Zulian. Zulian into the offensive end, lets it go. Good save, Shanny. Gobbles up that loose ball. Quick outlet, Nate Jones. Under 3.5. Ask yourself if the Snipers may have run out of opportunities. Jones, he'll kick it back out, get some relief. It's Ward. Janke. Great collective effort by the Brampton Express here in this game. Janke gets a step. Janke on the run. Dusty Hill. Another good save. Chandler Allen. He'll move it up to Stotts. And with under 3 minutes, you've got a whole lot of time here to play around. Got to attack. Whitlow. Patterson. Taking a lot of clock. Thunderhill. Ross Hill. That one right on Shanny. Like Velcro today. He has been good. Net empty. Dusty Hill, long run, got back in time. Brampton was in no hurry. At this moment, they don't need goals, and a turnover to Poirier. Poirier will back it out. You got to attack. You don't have time, and timeout call by the Snipers. That'll allow us to take a quick break. We'll be back. 2:14 remain here. And that could be all that's left in the Snipers season unless they kick it into high gear, trailing by a 5 spot. Told you Brampton's been great at answering, and when the Snipers pulled to within 2, they answered with 3. And now this is where we stand. We are now at the 2-minute warning. Whitlow, skip across, gets it back. Whitlow changes the angle. That one wide, and it's scooped up by Estrat. Estrat on the run, net empty. But I like that by Penn Estrat because he doesn't need to score. Time more valuable right now than goals for Brampton as they work the clock. They'll keep it there with Sutherland. 10 on the shot clock. Sutherland curls back out, rolls toward the net. Going to take a shot here and find the mark. So that's going to seal the deal with just under a minute and a half. And only fitting that Zach Sutherland, who has put together arguably his best game of the Arena Lacrosse League season here today, missing 3 big guns in Jake McNabb, Tyler Halls, and Austin Hazen. And the Brampton Express got a whole lot from a whole lot of guys, and they now are a minute 26 away from getting ready to head to the track for tomorrow night. Off the draw, Sugihara got a one-handed shot off, a good one. Stopped though by Shanahan. Pilon fished it out, sent it out to Whitlow. And not sure, some retaliation there, but also a little embellishing as well. And we are into the final minute. That bullet's going to go up and into the rafters, and possession will belong to Brampton. Just going to. Thought we had a timeout on the play, but we don't, so Brampton will scoop it up and get to go. But it looks like 100 guys on the floor right now, and they'll back it up. Okay, maybe not 100, but you know what I'm saying. Semifinal number 2, Toronto Monarchs, defending champion Whitby Steelhawks. They will be at the track, 8 p.m. The start for that one. Right now, Brampton 57 seconds away from punching their ticket and a chance at the All-Cup Championship for 2025. Ward, he'll keep it outside. And they will keep it there, let the clock wind down. Eight on the shot clock, Tebow. They'll launch it. Ward just going to roll it into the corner, and that's what he does. 25 seconds on the game clock. So if you're the Six Nations Snipers, you take solace in a big quarterfinal win. You ended the season with 5 straight wins, a great finish. You're Darcy Palace, you got to be proud. Vince Longboat, of course, Derek Searle, great job in the coaching end, and that does it. The buzzer goes, and the final for this one, 16-10. The Brampton Express have punched their ticket. They will play for the All-Cup Championship tomorrow night at the track. Semi-final 1 in the books. Number 2 set to go later tonight. On behalf of the Arena Lacrosse League, all our volunteers, JVI Productions, I'm Lance Wynn. See you next time.